You are watching the Ohio Valley Conference Women's Volleyball on ESPN Plus, coming to you live from the Hauk Fieldhouse in Cape Girardeau. My name is Kyler Messenger. Alongside me, Levi Udinsky. We will be with you all night. Today's matchup is between the Southern Illinois Salukis and the Southeast Missouri State Redhawks. SEMO comes into this match at 11-7. SIU at 8-11. SEMO gets a little bit of break from OVC play to take on the Salukis in a OVC MVC matchup. I'm going to pass it over to my partner Levi for our players to watch.
So our player to watch for SEMO is Nina Schuberth. She got her second Defensive Player of the Week of the year so far, and she also has 292 digs, 29 service aces, and 85 set assists total on the year. Now we're going to take a look at SIU's player to watch. We got Kelly Franklin. She's got 232 kills leading the team, has 68 digs, and also 29 blocking assists. So we got a good matchup between our two players there.
And next, we're going to go ahead and take a look at our starting lineups for tonight's match, which is presented by Kentucky Tourism. Come explore your new Kentucky home.
For SEMO, we got Megan Holder starting at the setter position. We got Ramiri Gardner at the middle block. Lucy Arnett out wide with Marian Johnson, Elena Lester in the middle, and then Reagan Nelson and Nina Schuberth rounding out the SEMO lineup.
So for SEMO, Reagan Nelson gets to start. The opposing Salukis got Emma Lade at the set. In the middle, Krakowski and Seeger, and on the outside they got Annabelle Sulish, Cecilia Bull-Mann, and Kelly Franklin, our player to watch. You also have libero Kayla Cooper getting the start.
For our keys to match for SEMO, defense wins championships. This team is 7th in the nation in team digs so far, so they're looking to lean on that. And then for the other side, for SIU, we have win the right side. We talked to their coach earlier, and she talked about how they've been playing well on the right side, and it's kind of SEMO's weakness so far throughout the year, so they're hoping that they can take advantage of that throughout this game.
So we had a little bit of a graphic mistake on our starting lineup. Starting for the Salukis is Jillian Shaneyfelt. Shaneyfelt will be starting at libero for SIU. We want to call him SIUC, not SIUE. And over on the SEMO side, Reagan Nelson getting her first career start. Levi, if you were here with us in Hauk Stadium for SEMO's last games, they split the series with University of Southern Indiana 1-1. And it was a weird matchup. They played on Thursday, and they took them down, or they lost in 5 sets. They took them down in the first 2 sets, and then they ended up losing the next 3 to fumble that first match. Then they won again on Friday in 5 sets. This Salukis team coming off of a fumble themselves. Their last match against Valparaiso, they won the first 2 sets just like SEMO did against Southern Indiana last Thursday. But then they dropped the next 3 and ended up losing this match in 5. Both of these teams looking for a little bit of redemption today as we have some cross-conference play. We welcome you in to Hauk Fieldhouse as we are about to be underway. It'll be the setter Megan Holder getting the start to serve for the Redhawks, and we are underway. The set on the outside to Franklin. Successful return for SEMO, who sets it for Reagan Nelson, and Reagan Nelson in her first career starts gets on the board for the first point.
There's a reason why Reagan Nelson got the start tonight, Kyler. A big reason on why they won the last game against Southern Indiana. She recorded a career high in kills, attempts, and hitting percentage last game.
Back set from the Salukis. Returns for SEMO is set to Marian Johnson. And a point for Kelly Franklin of Southern Illinois. Levi, you were just talking about that game that Reagan Nelson had on Friday against University of Southern Indiana. Volleyball is a team sport. All sports are team sports. Not one player can win a game. But Reagan Nelson nearly single-handedly won that match for SEMO last Friday. The set by Holder to Elena Lester, and that one goes untouched. SEMO takes a lead 2-1 in the first. Reagan Nelson is back to serve. Already 1 kill on the day for Nelson. Larissa Seeger in the middle there. Oda Salukis getting some action. Lucy Arndt, but it's stopped by the libero. Megan Holder with a set in the back row for Reagan Nelson, and that one lands. Nelson with another serve. Nearly an ace, but Shani Felt handles that one. And it's going to be a Saluki point. It looks like Lester and Marin Johnson were on the outside, almost blocking that one. We see some Salukis check in the game, and they get a chance to serve for the first time in this match so far. It's Larissa Seeger back to serve. Set by Holder to Arndt. A difficult ball for the Salukis, but they handle it well. Set by Lade, and that one is down. SEMO can't handle that kill from the Salukis, and we are back at a tie ball game. Larissa Seeger, team leader in aces, back to serve. Difficult ball for Lucy Arndt, and it proves to be difficult as Eva Krakowski slams that ball. Krakowski with a little bit of a free ball from Lucy Arndt on that one. Sort of a layup on that one. Gets the point for Southern Illinois. Holder sets for Johnson, who tips. It's going to be pancaked by for Larissa Seeger. What a play from Seeger to keep this possession going. SEMO's going to return with Lucy Arndt, who strikes it difficultly and is going to be hit right back at her. Southern Indiana showing some promise on the defensive and offensive side so far here in the first set.
I think you meant Illinois there, Kyler.
Correct. Here comes Seeger with the serve. And that one far gone for the Red Hawks. They get right back on the board in the first.
You know, that's not usually something we see from either one of these teams. Both these teams very strong in the serve game. Schuberth had 5 aces last game, and the Salukis have 3+ players who are leading their conference, or top 5 in their conference in aces.
And here comes Schuberth with the serve, but is going to give it up. The SEMO defense can't handle the kill from Southern Illinois as they get right back on the board and steal the serve away from the OVC Defensive Player of the Week, Nina Schuberth. We talked about her earlier, Levi. You said that she was our player to watch because she was just awarded that Defensive Player of the Week. I don't think it was her first one of the season so far. Would I be correct?
No, it was not. She won one earlier in the season as well, towards the beginning.
And now we are back underway. Megan Holder with a set for Ramiri Gardner, who leads the SEMO team in hitting percentage. That one is out of bounds, though. Southern Illinois is up 3.
And how about Megan Holder? I mean, last game against Indiana, she recorded a season high in assists with 37.
Adds one on the board for Ramiri Gardner. The kill by Gardner, the assist by Holder. This game going back and forth so far. And it's going to be the freshman Ellie Burns in to serve for the Red Hawks. Bowman was able to get the dig for Southern Illinois, but they won't finish the play. Burns gets her first point of the day.
And how about these freshmen for SEMO being able to go out there and compete as if they're juniors and seniors and have the same experience level? I mean, it's incredible.
We see the slide from Seeger, but Schuberth watches that one go out of bounds. Back at a tie ball game. Levi, you're absolutely correct. These two teams kind of have a opposite kind of makeup. Now, we've seen multiple different lineups from both the Salukis and the Red Hawks, that being Coach Harry on the Saluki side and Coach Yankus on the SEMO side, just kind of seeing what each squad has to work with. But on the SEMO side, in their last game, their last win against Southern Indiana, they had 3 freshmen on the last point of the game on the court. 3 freshmen playing the entirety of the 5th set. You look at the starting lineup for the Salukis, on the other hand, 5 seniors in the starting lineup. So even though they are working with a deep lineup of seniors, they still have that seniority compared to the SEMO squad. Lucy Arndt gets on the board. We're back at a tie. It's going to be Arndt back to serve, her first serve of the match. Set for Emma Christian. Reagan Nelson with a kill. And Reagan Nelson, how about a career she's about to have? Reagan Nelson had her career high in kills last game against Southern Indiana. Also recorded a double-double, gets the first start. And now she's leading the team with 3 kills already here in the first set. The set on the outside to Bullman, and that one is going to be successful. Cecilia Bullman with her first kill of the game. Jillian Shaney-Felt back to serve for the Salukis. Shaney-Felt with a serving air gives SEMO the lead. It'll be Ramiri Gardner to serve. Here's Gardner. Lands that serve. Set for Christian. Burns to St. John. Gardner gets the first touch. A dump by Ellie Burns, and it's going to be a successful one. Ellie Burns has come into this SEMO squad and has absolutely taken over. She has taken over that second setting position. You know, that first one held by Megan Holder. We've seen Blue and Burns both getting reps for the Redhawks at that second setter position, and Burns nearly taking it over in these last couple of weeks. Shows why on that play. Mary Gardner with another serve. It's going to be Bullman on the outside, but that one sent right back to where it came from. Elena Lester denies that one from any chance at a Saluki point.
I mean, as Coach Yankus describes Lester, she's the sponge of the team. I mean, just nothing gets away from her.
Lester also jumps for the SEMO track team, runs indoor and outdoor track season, also on the volleyball team. Just an athlete Lester is. SEMO gets on the board yet again. You think Lester has springs in her shoes by the way she jumps out there. I mean, setters have to adjust the way they set the ball just for how high she jumps. It's incredible. Cecilia Bullman, after getting blocked by Lester, lays up on that one slightly. St. John looks for a hole in the defense. Bullman blocked again. It'll be Gardner to St. John, who might have hit that one too far, but it's hit in the back row. St. John and Lester are blocking everything over there. Arndt with a dig in the back row. Back to Reagan Nelson, and that one is untouched. Reagan Nelson with the insanely well-placed ball is going to cause the Salukis to take a timeout here in the first set. SEMO's got 14. Southern Illinois has got 9. And we're going to go ahead and step away. We will be right back here on the Ohio Valley Conference Women's Volleyball here on ESPN+.
Are you ready to take your money to new heights? Get a flexible high-yield checking account that lets you customize your interest rate so you can keep your finances headed in the right direction. With Elevate Checking from United Fidelity Bank, you're in control of how much you earn. You can raise your rate with a few easy steps. Get more ways to earn more with Elevate Checking and start earning 4.00% APY. Learn more at unitedfidelity.com/elevate or visit your local banking center.
In Kentucky, we're moving forward together. Our businesses are winning, and our families are thriving. Because Kentucky is a place where business is fast, but the pace of life is just right. Now, we're looking at a new Kentucky, one where good jobs and a good life are possible for everyone. Y'all interested? We don't blame you. So come explore your new Kentucky home.
And we are back post timeout here in the Hauk Fieldhouse. Ramiri Gardner is set up to serve for the Redhawks as they hold a 5-point lead. Cecilia Beaumont was blocked, but it looks like SEMO was on the net. They were on the pole. Some sort of infraction, was called by the referee as the Salukis come out of the timeout and get the first point.
Yeah, it looked like St. John just nicked the top of the net when she went for that block there.
Emily Ladd back to serve. And Elena Lester on the board yet again. Now has 2 kills on the day. Megan Holder back to serve. You see the sign behind her. It is pink out night here in Cape Girardeau at the Hauk Fieldhouse. As we see a rally going on, and Reagan Nelson is going to be the one rewarded with that block. We saw Kelly Franklin get set up from Southern Illinois, and Reagan Nelson set it right back down at her. SEMO is up 6 on pink night. Breast cancer awareness is the reason for the pink out night.
And Kyler, not just is it pink out night, but it's also Katie St. John's birthday.
It is, Levi. We're going to have a quick shout out to Katie St. John. If you're watching this, Mr. and Mrs. St. John or any families, make sure you wish her a happy birthday. Happy birthday to Katie St. John of the SEMO Redhawks volleyball team. Reagan Holder is in here with another serve as SEMO is up 7. Art in the back row almost handles that one, gets her arms on it, but can't keep it in play. A difficult one to handle nonetheless. The Salukis get right back on the board. It's going to be senior Cecilia Bullman back to serve. Set up for Marin Johnson. Where did she even come from on that play?
Marion Johnson also coming off a career high in kills last game with 19 Thursday against Indiana.
Reagan Nelson is back to serve. Set by Ladd. Reagan Nelson dives and somehow keeps that one in play. This rally is still going. Schubert sets to Nelson in the back row, who has to adjust, and it's pancaked by the Salukis, but in 3 hits they're not able to keep it up. Reagan Nelson is having the last 3 sets of her lifetime. And when I say last 3 sets, I'm talking about the 4th and 5th ones in the last game that she's played. And now the first one here in Hauk Fieldhouse. She's got 5 kills on the match so far. That one set out to Cecilia Bullman, who is feeling that one with her teammates. That was Annabelle Sulish on the outside. That was not Beaumont, excuse me. But Sulish gets on the board yet again for the Salukis, hoping to bring them some energy to end this first half, the first set. A rare second miss from Seeger. As we mentioned earlier, Larissa Seeger, number 1 on this team in aces. She's not only number 1 on this team, she's 3rd in the entire Missouri Valley Conference in aces, with an error on that one, though. And the SEMO leader in aces, Nina Schubert, back to serve, watches that one go down. Will not get to serve for a second time just yet in this match. It's going to be Salukis' possession. Looks like that's going to be an ace for Southern Illinois. An ace for Megan Anderson. The freshman getting her first ace of the match. Almost a second one, but Reagan Nelson keeps that one alive. Marin Johnson strikes, and it's back for the Salukis. Sulish wasn't able to connect on that one. That one stopped by Shani Felt. It's back to Sulish, tipped by SEMO, and the Salukis have made a first set comeback just in the last few points. They have been striking back. It's only a 5-point game.
Yeah, and Kyler, and both these teams are scrappy teams. Just because one team gets a lead over the other doesn't mean the game's over. These teams know how to battle back and get back into sets.
Right as you mentioned that, SEMO gets right back on the board. First team to hit 21. SEMO is up 6. You talked about these teams being scrappy. Well, we talked to Coach Harry, Brittany Harry of the Salukis pregame, and that's something that she mentioned, that she's watching out for this SEMO team. This SEMO team, even though they went up 2-0 and ended up losing that game against Southern Illinois, they still fought all the way till 5. This team always plays until the end, and not only in that match, as Lucy Arndt somehow puts that ball on the Southern Illinois side. It's going to be Southern Illinois point, but excuse me, that was rewarded to SEMO's point. Lucy Arndt, how did she keep that one over there? She was nearly adjacent with the net. It looked like she was parallel with the net. I don't know how she got that ball on the Southern Illinois side. Lucy Arndt continues to amaze us with her volleyball skills as we see a Burns error, and it brings Sulish back to serve for Southern Illinois. Sulish, one of those seniors that we talked about on this roster, a well-versed volleyball player. Nelson sends it to the back row. In that one, looks like the kill's going to be awarded to Swanziger. Ella Swanziger rewarded with that one on the front line. SEMO not able to handle that kill. And Sulish is still serving. First touch goes to Lucy Arndt. SEMO gets it to Ramiri Gardner. And Swanziger swings. And Swanziger connects. It's going to be 2 straight back-to-back points for Ella Swanziger. And that causes SEMO to take their first timeout of the first set. We've seen both of these teams go on runs to cause the other to take timeouts. Now SEMO's up 4, but Southern Illinois is crawling back. So far in this matchup, we'll take a look at just some of our statistical leaders for you guys. Southern Illinois, they're leading the way in kills. They got 12 on the day. SEMO's got 11. Now, Southern Illinois down 4 right now, but they have more kills than SEMO has. Their leader, Annabelle Sulish, has 7. SEMO's leader is the freshman, Reagan Nelson. She's got 5. Levi, I mean, just talk to me about this recent performance from this SEMO freshman. We saw the season start. Katie St. John gets Freshman of the Week. And now you see Ellie Burns and Reagan Nelson rising to this squad. Just what does it mean for a coach to have these type of players in your lineup that can play so quickly into their careers?
I mean, yeah, it's really important. I mean, we talk about freshmen coming in. They usually don't have the same experience. They make simple errors, mistakes. But the freshmen for SEMO, they don't seem to be doing that. They're coming in and they're playing like experienced players. And that's super helpful for Yankees. As we mentioned last game, she had 3 freshmen out there in the 5th set to go on to beat Southern Indiana. So, I mean, it's huge to have freshmen that can step up in these roles and not make the mistakes that most freshmen do.
Absolutely, and as we mentioned that, we see a crazy set by Ellie Burns and an even better double save by Reagan Nelson, who gets 2 back-to-back digs as we talk about the outstanding play of the Red Hawks freshmen. Ellie Burns and Reagan Nelson do it again. Lucy Arndt back to serve for SEMO. Shani Felt watches that one go with the Salukis back row. An error for Lucy Arndt gives Southern Illinois another chance to creep back in the first set. Here's Jillian Shaneyfelt with the serve. First touch to Schuberth. Finds St. John, and Katie St. John with the first kill on her birthday. It has finally came. Katie St. John's birthday present has arrived. Here is Ramiri Gardner with the serve. It's going to be set out to Beaumont. Nearly strikes the back row, but that one goes far. SEMO is going to take the first set with a score of 29, thanks to no other than Lucy Arndt and Reagan Nelson. Reagan Nelson leading the way with 5 kills. We will be right back here on Ohio Valley Conference Women's Volleyball. Don't forget, you're watching on ESPN+. Hello and welcome back into Cape Girardeau, specifically the Hauk Fieldhouse with Levi Udinsky. My name is Kyler Messenger. We've been with you through the first set, and we will be with you through the second and continue on. We'll see how long this match goes. Levi, I know you got a couple words, but first tell us about what we've seen so far in the first set.
Well, so in the first set, so far, SEMO trailing in kills. SIU has 15 to SEMO only has 14, but a big concern for both teams right now has been the airs. I mean, SIU has 3 serving airs, SEMO has 2, and both these teams have been very strong serving coming into this. I mean, SI has 113, while SEMO had 112 aces. So, I mean, both teams struggling with air, hoping to figure it out this next half or this next set. But other than that, both teams have been playing really good.
Absolutely, Levi. The story of this game so far has got to be Southern Illinois, who has 8 attacking airs in the first set. 8 in the first set. That sure is rare. We saw multiple players and multiple of their star-studded outside hitters, that being our player to watch in Kelly Franklin, and another senior outside hitter who's been here for 4 years for the squad, Cecilia Bullman, starting off the game with 2 airs. Just some rare occurrences. It's got to be caused by the SEMO defense. This SEMO defense has came out, and they absolutely won the first set for SEMO. We are underway in the second set. Emily Lade is back to serve for the Salukis, and SEMO is going to get on the board first.
Elena Lester there getting her 2nd kill of the game, and I mean, 3rd kill of the game, my bad, my apologies. And I mean, you see how high she got on that?
Absolutely. Looked like maybe 60-inch vertical, 70-inch vertical. That's what I would guess. Now, I'm no vertical specialist for a reason, but still, she sure does get up there. Southern Illinois with another point, their first point of the second set. And we're back to another tie. So Cecilia Bullman, the senior, back to serve. It's going to be an ace for Bullman.
We were talking earlier about SIU getting the serving going here, and that is a good start. That is a start in the right direction for this SIU team.
Yeah, Levi, as you just said, right before we came into this match, SEMO's got 112 aces, on the season. SIU has 113. Both of these teams serving the ball at an incredible rate so far. SIU, as they start this set up, they are second in their conference, the MVC, in aces. They got 113. They're second in the entire MVC in aces. We look at another serve. First touch by Nelson, set by Holder to Johnson. Shaney Felt makes the save on that one. SEMO makes a block at the line. Lade sets it up, and it looks like the Salukis get the point thanks to Emma Lade, who assists that one to Larissa Seeger. Beaumont still serving for the Salukis. Holder with the jump serve set over to Lucy Arndt. This one returned by Bryant. Reagan Nelson gets one hand on it, and now she's going to have to send this one over on the third. Set up play for the Salukis. They're blocked 2 times in a row. Another pancake as the Salukis attempt to keep that ball up. It will go unsuccessful. SEMO adds another block to their record, and they are back on the scoreboard.
4th block of the game for SEMO. I mean, the front line is getting it done so far.
4th block for SEMO, and over on the Southern Illinois side, they don't have any in this match so far. As we talk about SEMO defense, that stat just proves how well this SEMO defense has been playing. So we see a great dig from Ellie Burns on that one. Now sets it for Reagan Nelson in the back. We're still playing. Shaney Felt sets that one to Sulish, and Sulish just a little bit too far on that one. Will be SEMO point. They take the last couple points, now bringing it to within 1. Burns to Sulish. And then it's going to be laid over on the Southern Illinois side to get them back on the score sheet. Looks like it was laid to Seeger to get the kill on that one. Here comes Seeger. Couple errors on the match so far. Almost gets an ace. And excuse me, she will get an ace. The SEMO defense unable to return that serve by Larissa Seeger. Seeger, team leader in aces, as we mentioned before. Proving SEMO that she sure can serve this rock. SEMO's going to be rewarded with that point, though, as Seeger checks out. So Levi, I'm a little bit unaware of what the referee called on that one. I wasn't looking at his motions, but SEMO gets the point on that one.
It looked like she went over the net a little bit on that spike.
So it'll be 6-4 Southern Illinois. They get right back on the board, though. It's 7-4 Southern Illinois.
To the viewers out there, if you're wondering why we're not playing any replays, our replay system is down, so we will not have any replays for this game.
We apologize to our viewers for no replays. Just some technical difficulties on our ESPN broadcast as Addie Kerr takes the serve for the Salukis. And that one's going to result in a SEMO point. Here's Gardner. Sulis serving. Somehow SEMO returns that one. Lester tips it over, although I misspoke. SEMO does not return that one. Southern Illinois gets on the board thanks to an ace by Annabelle Sulish. Reagan Nelson with a give and go. Gets blocked, but it's not going to be in the field of play. SEMO right back on the board, hoping to gain some momentum flying in this second set. Reagan Nelson has seen all of the playing time so far in this matchup. The freshman absolutely taking advantage of the time that she is getting. She's got 6 kills on the day, and she's hitting 750 so far in this contest. 6 kills, 8 attempts, swinging 750. Nelson is going to get another point to the record. 7 kills on the day for SEMO's 7th point of the second set.
I mean, just remarkable. I mean, we talked to the SIU coach coming into this game, and she talked about how Lucy Arndt was the big player that they were watching on the SEMO team. And with her, Arndt only has 4 kills, so with her not having her game that she usually has, to have Reagan Nelson to be able to step up the way she is truly special for the SEMO team.
Holder sets for Lester, and that one will land. SEMO has rallied and has gained the last 4 points. They're looking to keep building on that as Megan Holder will go back for another serve. It's a serve from Holder. Shani Felt with the return. We got some confusion going on with our referees. Looks like the ref will call a tip on that one, but it's going to go to a review. The referee will go to a review, and Levi, as we just talked about our instant replay system being out right now, this is one of those most unfortunate situations. We can't get another look at what's going on, so we're just going to have to wait for our referee's signal. We won't speculate. We really, truly have no idea. We'll let the professionals do what they do best. Levi, we'll do what we do best. We can talk about some volleyball. Let's talk about what has conspired so far here. We're nearly tied. If SEMO gets this point, we're nearly tied here in the second set. SEMO is the team that took that first set victory. They won 25-19. Now, Levi, I want you to tell me why you think that SEMO took that first set.
Well, I mean, a big reason, Reagan Nelson. I mean, we've talked about her all day. I mean, 7 kills, and I mean, what a performance she's been having. She's really stepped up with all the attention and all the pressure being on Lucy Arndt this game. Reagan Nelson has stepped up to kind of relieve some of that pressure and make SIU aware that SEMO's got other players that can step up and get kills. And I think another big reason why SEMO won that first set was the Saluki errors. I mean, the Salukis, they had serving errors, they had hitting errors, they were having errors all over the field, and we're seeing them do a lot better about that this second set. I mean, they already have 3 aces this set so far after having none in the first, and we talked to Coach Harris before the game, and she talked about how her team plays better when they are serving good. So, and we're seeing it.
Absolutely, we're seeing a better second half from the Salukis. I think it is absolutely what you said. A little bit more credit to this SEMO defense, who has just really played their game. They've cut out Kelly Franklin almost completely. The team leader in kills for the Salukis only has 3 on the day. She's 3rd on the team. That last point was awarded to Southern Illinois, and they're going to stay on the board. It wasn't a tie game. Southern Illinois went up 2, and now they go up 3. Southern Illinois led by some strong serving in the second set, like you just mentioned, Levi. Bringing some strong serving with Shani Felt back there. SEMO looking to return. Reagan Nelson gets absolutely stuffed at the net. Southern Illinois, as SEMO goes on a 4-0 run, it goes on a little 3-0 run here quickly.
And we talked about SEMO's middle blockers, you know, having a great first set, blocking. How about SIU's middle blockers this second set, stepping up and matching SEMO?
Serve from Shani Felt is going to be out of bounds. The back row of SEMO watches another error go by from the Salukis. That's going to be the 4th serving error for the Salukis of the day, and SEMO's Reagan Nelson goes back to serve. Another chance for SEMO to return. We got some stellar defense from the Salukis. Shani Felt attempts to keep that one up, but it goes out of bounds, and SEMO will get the point. Reagan Nelson will go for her second straight serving point. Returned by the Salukis. We have a rally at our hands. It's going to go in the back row to Nelson, who gets blocked by Larissa Seeger. Right in the middle. Seeger, the 6'2 middle, showing her force, showing her dominance, and showing just how she does with that block.
Seeger is 4th in the NBC for total blocks with 70.
And he adds another one on that play. You absolutely see why she's atop her conference in blocks. Another serving error for the Salukis. Really, really rare for this strong serving team to see this many errors in the beginning of the match. But they have improved on it in the second set, like you said, Levi. Going a little bit back on that as Schubert is back there to serve. Set by Schoenfeld. And the Salukis are going to get the point. They're going to get the kill on that one. The offense proves to be too difficult for that SEMO defense to handle. Southern Illinois is up 3 in Cape Girardeau. Cecilia Beaumont back to serve. Holder to Gardner, who takes Emma Lade down, but Lade keeps that ball alive. It goes back SEMO's way. Lucy Arndt in the back row. It's going to be SEMO points. That ball got down. Lucy Arndt somehow keeps that ball in bounds. Southern Illinois thought that they were rewarded with that point. The referee did point their way originally and then switched his ruling. It will be SEMO point, and Ellie Burns is the one to take the serve. Set by Lade. And Bryant is back and brings that energy that they have been needing. Kelly Franklin, excuse me, that was not Bryant, that was Kelly Franklin coming in with the kill. That is going to cause SEMO to take a timeout here as Southern Illinois goes up 3. We will be right back here in the Hauk Fieldhouse. I'm Kyler Messenger, alongside with me Levi Udinsky. You are watching Ohio Valley Conference Women's Volleyball on ESPN+.
When you're the leader in disaster cleanup and restoration, how do you make like it never even happened happen? Let it rain, Randy! Woo! Yes! By being prepared for anything! Woo! Whatever comes your way, there's a pro for that.
Serve Pro, like it never even happened.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
Member FDIC.
And we are back in the Hauk Fieldhouse. Southern Illinois is leading by 3. And SEMO is looking to bite back on this lead that they have given up. Southern Illinois looking to gain on this lead. We take a look at our server. It's Larissa Seeger back to serve for the Salukis. Seeger from Nova Petrópolis, Brazil. A transfer from Santa Fe College in her first year here with the Salukis. Is going to get an ace, her second one of the day. Seeger has been an all-around player for this squad all year. Getting digs, getting kills, getting aces, getting blocks. She literally does it all. She is a top contributor in all major categories. And Larissa Seeger is going to get her 3rd ace of the game and her 2nd one in a row to bring the Salukis up 5.
Yeah, we mentioned it earlier how she's 4th in the MVC in total blocks. Well, she's also 3rd in the MVC in total aces with 28 now.
Seeger with a 3rd straight ace. This is unheard of. Larissa Seeger at the Division I level puts in 3 straight aces, and that is going to cause a SEMO timeout. Wow, Levi, what have we just witnessed? Southern Illinois comes out of the timeout with 3 straight aces from Larissa Seeger.
Like Coach Brittany Harry said, when the serving's good, her team is good. And, I mean, we're seeing that right here. Seeger is hitting her serves, and this SIU team is just rolling right now.
Absolutely rolling. They're up 6. They still have 10 attacking errors. That's been their biggest mistake so far. But if you get 3 straight aces, who needs to attack? You can just serve on them all day. SEMO has had a couple attacking errors come and bite them in the butt recently. Look at some of our stats so far here in the second half. Annabelle Sulish is leading everybody in this game with kills. She's got 8 kills on the day so far for the Salukis. Kelly Franklin, who just a few plays ago had 2 kills, was just down there. Now second for the Salukis, is up to 5 kills on the day. Franklin, who is number 3, came in with that Air Jordan-like strike. I was trying to think of how I was going to phrase that. I mean, she came in and just made the whole building light up with her kill. Bryant with some bunnies on her. And Seeger is back to serve, looking for her 4th straight ace. No, ma'am, she won't get that one. SEMO watches it go. That has got to be a hard call to make, Levi. I mean, 3 straight aces. You come out of the break and watch that one barely go on the back line. What a call there from Reagan Nelson, the freshman, to watch that one go. Lucy Arndt working for SEMO, hoping to get back on the board, but it's going to be Sulish for Southern Illinois to crush those thoughts. They go up 6.
And Annabelle Sulish tied for 8th in the MVC for kills with 202, and she's also only the 17th player in SIU history to eclipse 1,000 kills in her career.
Hey, okay there. A good pull there from Levi Udinsky as we watch Addie Kerr send that one out of bounds to give SEMO a chance to start crawling back. Ramiri Gardner's going to be the one to serve. We saw Gardner have a great serving series against the University of Southern Indiana in their last series. We'll see if she can continue that hot streak. It's going to be Southern Indiana, talk about Southern Indiana, who SEMO just played. Southern Illinois. I'm getting mixed up, Levi. Stop laughing at me, man. Southern Illinois is going to get the point on that one. The set from Burns to Lester gets blocked, but SEMO keeps it alive. We are playing here. And it's going to be Ella Swanziger with the 2nd straight kill. She plays in she plays in runs. It looks like when she got her first couple kills, they were 2 in a row. Now Swanziger 2 in a row once again.
She likes making sure we don't forget her name.
Absolutely. Swanziger gets her 4th kill of the day, and Nina Schubert, the OVC Defensive Player of the Week for a reason, dives in on that one. Reagan Nelson, 8th kill of the day, comes in perfect fashion. It'll be Holder to serve for the Redhawks. Mascot Rowdy the Red Hawk in the background of our frame. And SEMO with the block. Reagan Nelson making plays everywhere. Wow, Reagan Nelson, Elena Lester on the left and in the middle with that block. It looked like that was Ella Swanziger on that right side for Southern Illinois, looking for that kill. She gets blocked. They set up Swanziger again. And that one is going to go out. SEMO on a little bit of a run themselves brings the lead to within 4. It's Megan Holder back to serve. Set for Bullman. We saw some hands cheering in the SEMO crowd. Just predetermined hands. Elena Lester straight up sends that one straight down. That one causes Southern Illinois to take a timeout. You have a block that ferocious. Why wouldn't you take a timeout? You got to calm down, some energy on that one. First-year head coach Brittany Harry will take a timeout over on the Southern Illinois side. You have Brittany Harry in her first year. You got assistant coach Chris Yates also in his first year. A whole squad of first-years. They got first-yearers. Had a mouthful there. You got a couple graduate assistant seniors who were seniors last year, now hired graduate assistants with the squad. Riley Rabideau and Samantha Scheist. Over on your SEMO side, you got 15th year head coach Julie Yankus, and behind her, Tara Bealsmith, former player. 4th year head coach Maureen Johnson, and student assistant Jenny Shuk on the sidelines today. You also see another girl who you usually see with the jersey on, Kara Oxenconnect with that pink shirt. Oxenconnect not playing today, was out against Southern Indiana, out again today against Southern Illinois. You know, it looks like the Cape Girardeau crowd is doing the wave, Levi. They are doing the wave. Breaking news. Here is Megan Holder with the serve. Swanziger gets blocked at the line. On in the back row. Gets returned by the Salukis. Reagan Nelson puts it in a place where they can't return it.
I mean, coming into this game, we talked about how SIU wanted to win the right side, the side that Reagan Nelson is on right now, and so far she has held her own throughout this game.
That last kill from Reagan Nelson will bring the Salukis lead to a mere 2. Megan Holder's back to serve. Pena in the middle sends that one out of bounds. So Pena gets 2 chances to strike. The second one just a little bit too far. SEMO's on a 6-0 scoring run. Brings the lead, though, within 1. Holder nearly with an ace, but Bullman will get the dig. But Reagan Nelson is here, ladies and gentlemen. Reagan Nelson's career has just begun. She's in the double digits. Nelson is at 10 kills on the day, Levi. We are in the second set, and the freshman Reagan Nelson is at 10 kills. That one is going to cause SIU to take another timeout.
Not just is Reagan Nelson at 10 kills, she also needs one more dig for a double-double on the night. I mean, what a game for the freshman. SIU forced to take a timeout here to try to slow this Red Hawk momentum. As you talked, like a 7-point comeback by SEMO. We talked about it earlier, both these teams are scrappy. Just because you got a lead doesn't mean you can give up. You got to keep playing with the same energy, or you're going to let them back in it, as we saw here.
I'm sorry, man. We've been talking about it all night, but we just got to keep doing it. Dude, we have Lucy Arndt on this SEMO squad, and now you got baby Lucy Arndt, Reagan Nelson coming to play. Lucy Arndt, who's already got 10 double-doubles on the season so far. Now Reagan Nelson is 1 dig away from a double-double in only the second set. Lucy Arndt and baby Lucy Arndt making it happen today for the Red Hawks. Tie ball game, and it's going to be Megan Holder still back there to serve. Set up to Swanziger on the outside, goes with the right. Lester goes up and puts that one down. Did she double clutch that? Did she hesitate? She's in the air for so long, she can do so many things. Oh my gosh, a play there from Lester puts SEMO in the lead, an 8-0 run from the Redhawks here in the second set. Flustering on the SIU side as Nelson dives, but she can't finish that play. We're back to a tie. SIU had some good defense on that last play. Finishes the play and gets the point. Finishes that SEMO 8-0 run that we saw them go on. SIU finally gets back on the board. It's going to be Jillian Shaneyfelt to serve, hoping to finish out this set that they were just leading for the longest time. Shaneyfelt in her first year with this squad. Familiar with the OVC, transferred from Tennessee Tech. Reagan Nelson, that ball's touched. Shaneyfelt, who is serving, somehow keeps that ball alive. Jillian Shaneyfelt with the defense. SEMO's gonna go to Nelson again. Reagan Nelson, good defense, better O. Speechless, Levi. Speechless is the only way that I can describe on how I feel for the Reagan Nelson awakening of the 2025 SEMO Redhawks volleyball season. That one blocked by Lester and Johnson. Elena Lester and Marin Johnson, and this SEMO squad is feeding off of the energy. They were just down 8 points. They went on an 8-0 run to tie the ball game up, and now they're up 2. Reagan Nelson, match point here in the second set, and she does it with an ace. Not only does she does it with a regular point, she does it with an ace. Reagan Nelson, Elena Lester, Marin Johnson all close out the second set for SEMO, and they are up 2-0 in the Houck Fieldhouse. You're watching Ohio Valley Conference Women's Volleyball on ESPN+, and we'll be right back. Hello, and we welcome you back in between the second set to Houck Fieldhouse. My name is Kyler Messenger. Alongside me, Levi Udinsky. We're going to take a look at our match after 2 sets, which is presented by United Fidelity Bank. United Fidelity Bank, serving their communities since 1914.
So we saw in the first set, SEMO, they were in control most of the set. They finished that 25-19. Second set, however, SEMO trailed as much as 8 points in this set. They overcome the deficit to come back and win 25-22, and it has been the Reagan Nelson game. 11 kills, 9 digs, 1 more. She's got a double-double. Just a fantastic game for Reagan Nelson.
Absolutely, Levi. I mean, it has been a dominating game for Nelson. She's been doing it everywhere, serving, killing, getting digs. I mean, offense, defense, doing it all for Nelson. Levi, we're going to take a look at some of our OVC news and notes from around the league.
So, winning recipe, Little Rock and Moorhead. Apologies, it seems like we had a little bug with the graphic there. So, winning recipe, Little Rock and Moorhead State lead the OVC play in hitting percentage and wins. Moorhead State, Harganen ranks 11th in the country in points per set, and the 2025 OVC championship this year is set for November 23rd to 25th.
So we talk about that Moorhead State team and that Little Rock Trojans team. Those two teams are first and second in the OVC so far this season. This home squad, the SEMO Redhawks, who are currently up 2-0 against the MVC, Missouri Valley Conference. Southern Illinois Salukis are third. SEMO is third in the OVC so far this season. Over on the Southern Illinois side and the MVC, they are ninth. They got teams like Valparaiso, Drake, Belmont, teams like that in that conference. We are going to take a break, and we will welcome you back in at the beginning of the third set. SEMO is up 2-0. I'm Kyler Messenger. Alongside me, Levi Udinsky, and we'll be right back. And the wait is over. The long awaited wait for this third set. We're back in the Hauk Fieldhouse. Alongside me, Levi Udinsky. My name, Kyler Messenger. And SEMO is currently up 2-0. As Levi said earlier, it's been a little bit of the Reagan Nelson show tonight. The last time SEMO played here in Hauk was last Friday night. They took on Southern Indiana, and Reagan Nelson led the team in kills. The freshman, who really only started for the final two sets, led the team in kills. Well, she comes out today, earns herself her first collegiate start, and she's leading the team in kills again. Megan Holder is back to serve for SEMO, and we are underway in the third set. Reagan Nelson gets that kill on the outside. Won't be rewarded with the kill, but she gets the attack. They go to her again. It's tipped at the line. Set by Lade. Over to the Salukis, and they will get that point. We start off the third set with a Southern Illinois point. The Salukis sneak that one over. That was Annabelle Sulish with the serve, who got the last kill for the Salukis. 2 straight points for Sulish, who leads the team in kills, leads the team in points today, continuing to do so. Floats that one up. Johnson was ready for it. Holder to Nelson, who is blocked. Kelly Franklin gets the solo block on the right side, and Southern Illinois comes out of the second set on fire. They are currently up 3-0.
You know, they probably got to be a little upset after choking away the last set. So, you know, they're coming out with a little bit more momentum this set.
Absolutely. And I would give a little bit more credit to SEMO. They just absolutely struck back in that second set. I mean, and you see why. A block from Elena Lester on that one. It will be Southern Illinois point, though. Lester blocked it. It did not stay in bounds. But just some of that defense from SEMO, the recipe as to why they came back on Southern Illinois. They did blow their chance at winning that second set. They did have a lead, and they gave up an 8-0 run. But just credit to that SEMO offense and defense for holding it down. Southern Illinois, as you just mentioned, Levi, coming out with some vengeance. They're on a 5-0 run to start the set. Sulish, who has been the only server of this set so far. And Nelson is blocked. The front line of the Salukis get up for another block. And SEMO, who is just fresh off an 8-0 comeback run, is going to have to make another one of their specialty comebacks. Sulish, air on that one, gives SEMO a chance to finally start striking back. It wasn't an air. It was not in air. Southern Illinois was awarded the point. And if this was ping pong, you could say something like a 7-0 skunk to start out the third set. Southern Illinois has came out absolutely on fire. Coach Yankus is forced to call a timeout to talk to this SEMO squad. Get back in that mentality of we got to win this game. I mean, SEMO comes out of this third set, and they're playing lackadaisical. They are not playing like they just played in that second set.
You got to give it a little. You probably got to give that a little credit to SIU. I mean, they probably made some adjustments defensively, especially with Reagan Nelson having the game she's having. They've probably taken less focus off Lucy Arndt and starting to put more attention on Reagan Nelson. And I mean, they're just coming back. They're trying to get revenge from last set. I mean, they're hot. And you got to think they're up 7-0 here. They just have to finish the set. I mean, they were in a similar position like this last set, and they ended up letting it slip away from them. So right now, they just got to focus on finishing the set.
Absolutely, Levi. Got to finish this set for Southern Illinois. You don't want to give up another comeback. We talked to Coach Harry of Southern Illinois before this game, and she was absolutely prepared for the SEMO roster. She said, this team is scrappy. They're going to play until the final points. We got to make sure that we know it's never over. Well, we saw in the second set, SEMO showing that kind of scrappy ability that they have. 8-0 run. They make a little bit of a comeback. They're going to have to do it again. Southern Illinois with the near ace, but Megan Holder saves it to keep it alive. The set by Lade. And Seeger's not going to get the kill on that one because of that SEMO defense. Schubert lays out. And although Holder and Nelson two lay out, it's going to be the Salukis who get the point. Annabelle Sulish looking for her 8th point of this third set. Reagan Nelson comes in firing, but Shaneyfeld keeps that one alive. Bryant strikes, and Bryant is just a little bit far. The first attacking air of the set for Southern Illinois gets SEMO on the board. Nelson back to serve, and Reagan Nelson has another ace. In back-to-back Reagan Nelson serves. She has back-to-back aces. This goes back to the end of the second set where she finished the second set with an ace. Now begins the third set with an ace of her own. Two of them. Levi, Reagan Nelson with 3 straight aces. This is unheard of play that we are seeing from Reagan Nelson. She's got 11 kills on the day, 9 digs, and now she has 3 aces. Set by Lade. Over to Bullman. Lucy Arndt was able to corral that ball into the air. It did go into the net. Unplayable. Southern Illinois is rewarded with the point. Going to be Larissa Seeger to serve. See the referee talking to both coaches on the opposite side of the court. And play will be resumed. Larissa Seeger back to serve for the Salukis. Schubert with the first touch. Holder to Lester. That one going to land.
This is the scary part about this SEMO team. Once they get rolling, they are rolling. And, I mean, it's hard to stop them when they got the momentum on their side. SIU's got to figure something out.
Schubert with a serving error. Just one of those other rare serving errors from Schubert. Schubert has not served twice in a row today, Levi. Every time she has served today, it's only been once. It's been a one and done. I think if SEMO's going to want to win this game, they're going to want to keep up this 2-0 lead that they've begun with. It's going to start with Schubert getting in the right column behind the serving. Shani Phillip sets it up. And what a left hand there from Reagan Nelson. Rest of that SEMO squad not able to keep that ball in play. It's going to send Megan Anderson back to serve for Southern Illinois. Holder to Arndt. Shani Phillip makes the dig. It's a back row set for Southern Illinois. And SEMO's going to return with Lucy Arndt, who has been quiet today, gets right back on the board. Well, let me correct myself, Levi. We say been quiet for Lucy Arndt because of these expectations of the type of player she is. This is the reigning OVC Offensive Player of the Week. Not the current one, but last week she was the OVC Offensive Player of the Week. Just someone who has over 1,000 kills in her career. So having 7 kills on the day is a moderate gain for her. That's why we say she's finally getting back into it as Southern Illinois goes up 12-5.
Not just that, but she's coming off back-to-back double-doubles. And she also has 10 double-doubles on the season as well. So by bad game, she's not having a bad game at all, but for her standards, this would be considered a bad game.
Absolutely. And while we say that, though, I still don't know if bad is the correct, just not the Lucy Arndt typical game as Nelson and Arndt both watched that one go out. She's still hitting .412, Levi. When she has gotten the opportunities, it has worked well. They've just been feeding Reagan Nelson the ball a ton today. Lucy Arndt back to serve. And you got to give credit to where credit is due. The Salukis defense has absolutely keyed in on Lucy Arndt today. They've been taking away that outside hitting from Arndt and Johnson both today.
I mean, that was their one big key coming into the game when we talked to Coach Harry. They want to limit Lucy Arndt. They knew how good she was. They knew what type of player she was coming into this game, and that was what their game plan was really all built around, was Lucy Arndt.
Just weren't ready for the Reagan Nelson career show-out that she is having so far in this year. She got that last kill as Arndt is back to serve again. The set from Anderson to Bullman. SEMO's going to lay a free ball. Bullman gets the dig. Anderson. And that one is going to be a Saluki point. Anderson sets up to Swanziger, and she earns the 13th point of the match for Southern Indiana. It'll be Shani Phillip back to serve. Burns. Gardner blocked at the line. Getting another chance. Ellie Burns shocks the defense. They thought she might have gone to Gardner back-to-back. Ellie Burns was thinking of something else, though. It's her second successful dump of the day. I know it's not a correct statistical category, Levi, but she's 2 for 2, hitting 1,000 on dumps so far in this game. She's worked on them both. Swanziger hits that one over. And Katie St. John back in the game, gets her second kill of the game. Katie St. John with her second birthday kill. Mary Gardner to serve. Nearly an ace, and it will be an ace. SEMO is clawing back. They started this set down 8. Levi.
I mean, this is what I was saying earlier. When they get the momentum, they're just a hard team to beat when they have the momentum, especially here at the Fieldhouse when they have the Red Hawk fans around them, cheering them on. Like, they're just a tough team to beat.
Set by Burns to Reagan Nelson. And that one goes deep. Southern Illinois gets back on the board. Talk about this SEMO squad being hard to beat at home. They are 4-2 so far at Houck this season. They win more games at home than they do lose.
Including a win against Iowa here at the Fieldhouse.
Katie St. John gets on the board for the third point of her birthday day. You're right, Levi. This SEMO team earlier this year took down a Big Ten opponent in an Iowa squad. Iowa was undefeated coming into the SEMO game, and SEMO took them down in the SEMO Invitational. What a game that was. If you know, you know. Replay is still out there for ESPN viewers. As Kelly Franklin gets back on the board for the Salukis. Franklin waking up right when they needed her to, adds her 9th kill of the day.
And this is what SIU needs to keep doing if they want to beat this Red Hawk team. I mean, if they slip up for the slightest second, that's when the Red Hawks come roaring back into it.
Holder to Lester. Lester gets that one. As you mentioned, Levi, these two teams going back and forth. Southern Illinois started this match up 8-0. Seemingly, you wouldn't be able to tell that whatsoever right now with the score. SEMO has brought it back into 3, and they are driving. Keeping this momentum up. Let's talk about the game that Reagan Nelson has had so far. Levi, the freshman, number 12, has got 12 kills on the day, and SEMO's got 12 points. I am overloaded by 12 right now. Here's Nelson with the serve. Set by Lade, over to Bryant on the outside. And it's Kelly Franklin with the kill. It's Franklin on the outside who gets that kill. And now Seeger is back to serve. And Seeger with yet another ace. Larissa Seeger easily leading the day in aces, now has 5. She's got more than SEMO does as a whole. And this is a SEMO team who scores a lot of aces. 3rd in the OBC in aces, SEMO is. Giving up 5 to Seeger. SEMO gets right back on the board after they concede a point. Southern Illinois is leading 4. They're going to have to gain this serve back from Schubert, who hasn't served more than twice today. We'll see what goes on after this first one. Schubert is going to get returned by the Salukis. It's Franklin on the outside. Holder to Arndt. And Illinois is still playing. Takes 3 to get it over. Gardner in the back row, and that one is going to be out. We have a long rally on Schubert's serve, but it's not going to be enough to get her a second one. Southern Illinois takes that point.
And Kyler, to go back to Larissa Seeger, I mean, she was 3rd in the MVC in aces coming into this game. But, I mean, after this game, she might just be the leader in the MVC.
5 in the 3rd set already, having a fantastic game behind the serving line. As Arndt gets tipped twice at the line and in the back row, gets the point on that one. Kelly Burns to serve. Burns grabs an ace. SEMO's 4th ace of the day will go to Ellie Burns.
I mean, wow, if we look how many aces we've had in the game so far today, 9 for SIU and 4 for SEMO, just incredible.
See SIU working on that slide, but SEMO was ready for it. Weren't ready for that one. Ella Swanziger on the board again. Southern Illinois, whenever SEMO gets a point back, they just keep taking it back. We're going back and forth, Levi. Southern Illinois hoping to keep this pattern up. They're going to get free hit on that one, but Katie St. John was ready for it. SEMO gets a chance. It's kept alive in the back row. Sulish sends that one too far deep. SEMO backline watches that one go. And we're at a 3-point game yet again. Lucy Arndt to serve for the Redhawks. And Arndt grabs her first ace of the day. SEMO having some of these aces when it matters most, and that one is going to cause Southern Illinois to take a timeout. Southern Illinois still up 2, but the SEMO team just keeps scrapping back, Levi. In the second set, they were down as much as 8. They went on an 8-0 personal run to tie the game and end up winning that second set. Now they're on a little bit of a run. They're going to have to keep that up after we get back from break. Levi, what does this team have to do out of this timeout to gain this lead back?
SEMO, they gotta rely on Nelson. She's been having a great game. And, you still have Lucy Arndt out there, who we're talking about having a bad game or not, a game up to her standards. But, she still has 9 kills and 9 digs. She still is on the verge of having her third double-double in a row. So, these are 2 players that you got to lean on here in this moment. They're having a good game. They're playing well. They're getting kills. You got to lean on them to get you back into this. And you got to rely on Schubert in the back. Defensive player of the week. She's going to make plays. She's going to keep you in the game.
Absolutely. Schubert, the defensive player of the week in the OVC. Last year won the Defensive Player of the Year award. You know what you got with Schubert back there on defense. The offense is going to have to make it count. SEMO, who's down 2, is now back to serve. The Southern Illinois team has had a good third set. It's been their best one of the day so far. They're hoping to continue this lead into the end of the set and bring SEMO to a 4th. SEMO wanting to end this pink out night early. Lucy Arndt is going to be back to serve. SEMO crawling back from down 2, and here we go. Lucy Arndt with a near ace. It gets returned, and Reagan Nelson. Wow. That ball, Reagan Nelson sent that ball, and it looks like it almost bounced to the moon off of the ground. Her 13th kill of the day. Arndt with another nice serve, and that one is going to be an ace. 2 beautiful serves from Lucy Arndt back to back causes Southern Illinois to take back-to-back timeouts. Levi, this is a completely different conversation than we were just having. The game was just 19-17, and Southern Illinois was looking to build momentum to get out of this third set. We come out of that timeout. Lucy Arndt has a great serve. Reagan Nelson gets the kill. Lucy Arndt with another great serve gets an ace, and now SEMO has the momentum. SEMO's got to keep this momentum going. They're hoping to come out of this third set victorious again. What does Southern Illinois got to do to get this momentum back?
It's the airs. It's the airs, Kyler. We're seeing it here late in the game. We saw it in the last set, later in the set. They just make airs, simple airs that they should be making, or they shouldn't be making. They're just letting it get away, and they're allowing SEMO to crawl back into it. And when SEMO gets that momentum that Southern Illinois is giving them, they don't give it up too easily. They like to ride on the momentum.
Absolutely they do. As you talk about momentum, SEMO's currently on a 4-0 run. They were just down 19-15, tie game after this timeout. Southern Illinois has no more timeouts in the third set. We're in a tie ball game. Lucy Arndt is still serving, and we're 6 points away from the possible end of this match. Lucy Arndt is serving, and here we are. It's set by Lade, and it's going to be a successful Southern Illinois point I believe that Lade set that one to Annabelle Sulish on the left side for Southern Illinois. She ends up finishing that play, comes out of the timeout and ends that SEMO 4-0 lead that we were talking about. No mistakes for the Salukis on that one. And Schoenfeld is back to serve, hoping to bring them out of this set. Nelson diving on that one. And Katie St. John, who lightly lays that one up, gets blocked.
SIU seems to be a lot more locked in since coming out of that last break. This is what they need to hold off SEMO.
Schoenfeld with the serve up 2. Give and go for Reagan Nelson and Ellie Burns. Comes Sulish. Schubert with the first touch. Burns back to Nelson, who gets blocked, but Lucy Arndt was ready for it. They're going to give to Nelson again. Nelson is going to earn that kill. Ellie Burns feeding Reagan Nelson, going to her 3 times in the span of 3 different sets. Right back to Nelson right on that play. And it brings Ramiri Gardner to serve, only down 1. SEMO watches that ball go out of bounds. They bring it back to a tie ball game. A game of runs. Southern Illinois comes out of the timeout looking like the better team. Goes on a 2-0 run. And here comes SEMO fighting right back 2-0. Ramiri Gardner serves. Emma Lade sets up to Sulish. Anderson to Sulish. They're still going. Burns sets it to Lester, who is hanging in the air for eons. That ball still being played. Burns to Lester, who tips. Now to Sulish, who lays it right on the ground in front of Lucy Arndt. Annabelle Sulish with a professional placement on that ball. It's going to bring back Emma Lade to serve.
I mean, Sulish is one of the players that SIU needs to find here late in the game if they want to hold off SEMO. I mean, she's leading the team with 12 kills. Someone you got to look for on that offensive end.
St. John on the outside for SEMO will get that point. Brings the game to a tie, 22-22 all. Katie St. John with her 4th kill. It's going to bring a Megan Holder to serve. Holder's got 19 assists on the day, 1 away from a 20-assist game as Lade sets up Sulish. And Sulish connects. Southern Illinois up 1. This set is coming down to the wire. Wouldn't be surprised if we go to extras. Tough for Arndt to handle. Does handle it. Nelson sends it over. The Salukis, that one was tipped by SEMO. Referees weren't sure what to call on that one, but it goes Southern Illinois way. We are at a timeout. SEMO called timeout. That play won't be reviewed, but it was a timeout. Southern Illinois 24, SEMO 22. And we are on the verge of the 3rd set. Take a quick look at some of our stats, Levi, in this 24-22 game. Reagan Nelson has 14 kills. She's tied with Annabelle Sulish, who has 14 kills. Both team leaders at 14. Lucy Arndt has 9, and she also has 10 digs. Lucy Arndt 1 kill away from a double-double. Levi, we're sitting here for these SEMO games, and we're used to waiting on a Lucy Arndt dig to get that double-double. Now we're waiting on a Lucy Arndt kill for that double-double. On the Southern Illinois side, there are no double-double watches. Annabelle Sulish has 5 digs. She's leading the team with 14 kills. We'll call that one a double-double watch. Cecilia Bowman, who is one of the team's just strong returning players, She is the 6th player in Saluki history with 1,250 digs in history. That's Bowman, who's a senior for the squad, who also has 6 kills on the day. Bowman, an absolute all-around player, as Sulish gets an ace to end the 3rd set. She is hype on that one as Annabelle Sulish sends Southern Illinois out of the 3rd set on a SEMO mistake. SEMO still leads 2-1, and we will be right back for the 4th set. For Levi Udinsky, I'm Kyler Messenger. You're watching OVC Women's Volleyball on ESPN+. And the wait is over. We are back. Kyler Messenger with Levi Udinsky, welcoming you back into the Houck Fieldhouse. SEMO currently leads 2-1. Levi, let's give the viewers a quick recap of what just happened in this 3rd set. If you weren't with us, SEMO started down 0-8. Southern Illinois came out firing in the 3rd set, 0-8. Levi, tell them what happened after that.
You know, SEMO did what they do all the time. They rallied back. They got back in it. Tied the game up late, but Southern Illinois able to limit their errors, able to lean on their star players to go on a 3-0 scoring run to end the set and force a 3rd set. And, you know, the Redhawks coming into this game, they're trying to beat the Salukis for the first time since 2021. Looking if they can do it here in this 4th set.
Yeah, last year these two teams matched up, and Southern Illinois won in 5 sets. This was a game that was played in Carbondale, Illinois. They're playing in Cape Girardeau, Missouri now this year. SEMO's currently up 2-1. The potential that this game goes to 5 sets is alive. If you're the Redhawks, you're wanting to end it here in this set. If you're Southern Illinois, you're wanting to keep it alive. Both of these teams here now are in the 4th set. SIU on the season has 4 wins in the 4th set. They've won 4 times in the 4th set this season. SEMO has won twice in the 4th set. We'll see what goes on here in Houck Fieldhouse. Elena Lester starts it off, but a beautiful dig by the Salukis was Bowman, and Reagan Nelson is going to be the one to get on the board first in the 4th set.
Redhawks coming out quick here to start the 4th set. I mean, wow, what a shot to start the set by Elena Lester.
And some great defense by Cecilia Bowman of the Salukis to return that Lester strike. But then Reagan Nelson comes right back and finishes the play. Here's Lucy Arndt And SEMO is up 2-0 to start the second half. With that kill, Lucy Arndt is at 10 kills and 11 digs. She now has her 11th double-double of the season. And Levi, her third straight game with a double-double. Out to Franklin. Schubert in the back row to Nelson. Shaney Felt diving. Sulish would have been rewarded with the kill, but that SEMO defense keeps it alive. It's coming to Franklin. Nina Schubert somehow kept that up with the back of her hand. And wow, Bowman does the exact same thing, except that one is going to be rewarded SEMO's point. That ball hit the ground. Cecilia Bowman not able to pull off that pancake that Nina Schubert was able to pull off. OVC Defensive Player of the Week for a reason. Levi, we talked about it earlier. Our replay systems are down, and yet we are still in another situation where we need replay. The referees didn't listen to us just because our replay system is down. They're not. They're still going to do reviews. They got to do their job, ladies and gentlemen. No fault to the referees. I'm just joshing around. It looks like they are reviewing to see if that ball was touched by Boulder before it hit the ground or not. It was Bullman, excuse me. I don't know where I got the name switched from. It's Cecilia Bullman of the Salukis tried to pull off that pancake maneuver that Nina Schubert pulled off. It's a big point. Salukis obviously trying to get on the board. You don't want to start a set down with no points to the other teams a lot. They started this third set off in this exact game the same way. They started off 8-0. They ended up winning the set. They know how it feels to have that lead. They don't want this lead to be in SEMO's hands.
No, not at all. And I mean, SIU has started the last two sets up over SEMO, and they've let SEMO get back into the game. So here you're not wanting SEMO to get the start on you and have to work your way back, because SEMO's been playing so good throughout these sets. You don't want to have to play from behind against them.
You absolutely do not. This game has been a game of runs. As we see our home crowd here in Cape Girardeau. This game has been a game of runs. We talked about Southern Illinois starting this third set off up 8-0, and then SEMO goes on their own run to tie the ball game, and then Southern Illinois goes on a run to end the set 3-0. This lead that SEMO has is not secure, is basically all that we're saying. Southern Illinois is, and I can confidently say they will put this lead back to an even before the end of the fourth set. It's going to come down to the wire here in the fourth set. All of the last two sets have come down to only 3 points. In the first set, SEMO won by 6. They won 25-19. But in the second and the third set, when SEMO won, they won by 3, 25-22. When SIU won, they won by 3, 25-22. We'll see what the final score of the fourth set is. And the referee's decision is in. It's going to be awarded to the Salukis. Southern Illinois is going to get the point, which means that we have a highlight that we missed. Cecilia Bullman had a great dig. Call that one a pancake dig. They say that ball didn't touch the ground and that she completed that dig. So a great play by Bullman. Coach Julie Yankus talks to the referees. That ball's going to be rewarded Illinois' way. It's only a 1-point ball game now. One set by Holder to St. John, and she's feeling that one. Showing everybody who's watching at home how the birthday girl does. Birthday girl or not, she's still here to perform. Katie St. John is now up to 5 kills on the day. That one's going to be SEMO's point. It was Larissa Seeger in the middle for Illinois. Hopefully, she was calling for that ball, calling for that point, not rewarded with it. So Ellie Burns is back to set again for SEMO. Another line drive serve. Beaumont on the outside. Gardner misses, and Arndt somehow keeps that one up. And SEMO gets the point. Lucy Arndt with some magic on back-to-back plays, somehow keeping that ball alive, and even more impressively, earning a point. Burns back to serve again. Set by Lade. Beaumont, but Reagan Nelson in the back line was ready. Johnson gets stuffed, but lets that one go out of bounds, and SEMO goes up 5. It's a smart play from the sophomore Marin Johnson to let that ball drop, to not get any body parts on it before it hit the ground. Real smart play there.
Yeah, great awareness there by Johnson to know where she was at on the court.
Beaumont tipped to the line. Set by Burns. And what a save there from Kelly Franklin. Even though Ramiri Gardner comes striking back with the point, Gardner puts an end to that Southern Illinois rally. But wow, some stellar defense from Franklin on the Southern Illinois side. We're seeing all effort come out tonight. And we're going to go to break here, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back as SEMO is up 6 in the 4th set. We are back in Hauk Fieldhouse. Ellie Burns is the one to serve for SEMO. Southern Illinois is fresh off of a timeout taken after 2 back-to-back kills made by Marin Johnson of SEMO. And right out of the break, Kelly Franklin comes swinging. Swing around Funtown on that Illinois side with Kelly Franklin swinging and that team celebrating. SEMO watches the service air go by Larissa Seeger.
And that is the 9th serving air for this SIU team. If they want to come back against the SEMO Redhawks team, they've got to clean up their serving game.
Arndt with the serve. And Kelly Franklin is feeling it in this 4th set. Franklin, who had that insane behind her head, backwards bump. I don't know the exact terminology that we use on that one. It was behind the head. It was a no-looker. It was a fantastic play for the outside hitter, Franklin, to make that dig. Now gets 2 back-to-back kills, making this impact in the 4th set. Arndt from the back row can't finish it. Beaumont. They send it back to Arndt in the back row, looking for that spot. Just puts it a little bit on the outside. And Southern Illinois brings it to within 4. Anderson to serve, and that one will be short. Megan Anderson with a short serve gives the ball right back to Ramiri Gardner. Gardner serve, hard to handle. They find Sulish in the back row. Nelson, a good placed ball, causes the Southern Illinois defense to scramble. Sulish's kill straight into the net. SEMO defense, no need to return that one as they grab the 10th point of the fourth set. SEMO has came out in this fourth set and has been working. Set by Sulish. Sulish was the one who got the first touch on that one. Reagan Nelson back on the board. She's been quiet for a second. The Salukis have been shutting her down, and Nelson is back.
Nelson with her 16th kill of the game. And she also has 16 digs to go with her 16 kills. I mean, just what a night by Reagan Nelson so far.
And Marin Johnson gets on the stat sheet, blocking that ball as SEMO goes up 8. Yeah, Levi, just talk about Reagan Nelson's stat sheet once again. You said 16 kills and how many digs?
16 digs as well.
A 16-16 game in the fourth set for the freshman Reagan Nelson. An attacking air. And SEMO goes up 9. Looks like the air was on Ainara Fernandez of Southern Illinois, and it's going to cause the Salukis to take a time out. We saw some timeout controversy in college football this weekend, Levi. If you're familiar with the college football world, Kirby Smart of Georgia kind of getting some backlash for calling a timeout, telling the referees he faked the timeout. And then they gave it to him. They told him that, all right, Mr. Smart, we believe you. You didn't take a timeout. The Salukis definitely meant to call timeout on this one is my point of the story, Levi. They go down 9 to start this fourth set. They got to fight back. Now, they've done it before, but this SEMO team has been the one who's been working from behind typically in these sets so far in this game. They went down 0-8 in the third, and now they're the one leading the fourth set.
Yeah, you know, it's been the airs that we've seen SIU have so far this set. I mean, SEMO's just taken advantage of all of them, and not to say that SIU's defense has been bad this set, because it hasn't. They've made some incredible plays. SEMO's offense has just been better so far. They're finding their spots, and they're taking advantage of these mistakes that SIU is getting them.
They are. The game plan is working for SEMO. They're playing organized, and it's absolutely working. Katie St. John in the background for SEMO. In case you forgot, it's her birthday. We were told to remind you. Happy birthday, Katie St. John. And Ramiri Gardner is back to serve. A slide and a successful one on the outside. I think that was Eva Krakowski for the Salukis. Krakowski grabs her third kill of the game. Has been a little bit quieter than we sometimes see. Krakowski 6th in the Missouri Valley Conference in blocks. Has totaled 0 today. The SEMO offense has just been firing on all cylinders, but they have come out of the Salukis timeout and given up 2 straight points.
I mean, we've seen this a lot throughout the game. I mean, the Salukis will take a timeout, and so they've played good coming out of break. Salukis have been on their game coming out of break.
And SEMO watches that one go down. The 11th serving error of the Salukis' day comes in a brutal time. SEMO's only got 2 serving errors on the day. The Salukis got 11. Megan Holder is back to serve.
Not just does SIU have 11 serving errors, Kyler, they also have 23 errors total throughout this game.
Megan Holder keeps that ball alive. I didn't think that there was a chance that Holder even got to that ball. What an effort there from the sophomore setter, Megan Holder, as SEMO goes up 15-6. A block. Elena Lester and Katie St. John block Annabelle Sulish.
That's Elena Lester's 6th block of the game, Kyler.
She's playing out of her mind on that front line. As we see SEMO's, we jinxed it, Levi. We should have knocked on wood. 3rd serving error of the day comes from Megan Holder.
It's a rare sight there.
And it sends Shani Felt back to serve. Elena Lester again, absolutely making her mark in this 4th set.
Lester with her 8th kill of the game, and she also still has those 7 blocks to go with it, so not a bad game at all for Elena Lester.
Near double-double of kills and blocks. And there she is again, Levi. Elena Lester and Katie St. John both getting the block assist on that play.
And she's claiming the 4th set as her set so far.
And claiming that net as hers. Reagan Nelson back to serve. Set by Anderson in the middle to Seeger. You can tell they run that ball in practice. The 6'2 Seeger barely even has to jump on the set from the freshman Anderson. It's going to be Emma Lade to serve. Set by Megan Holder. Set by Lade. Finds Seeger, but Megan Holder keeps that ball alive. Lucy Arndt finds the court. I'm speechless, Levi. I don't know what to say about that play. That was just a great volleyball play.
I don't know how she does it. I mean, the angles that she finds are just, I don't know. It's speechless.
It's speechless, man. Lucy Arndt continues to amaze with her volleyball ability. Nina Schuberth near ace. Laid with the set for Franklin. Here comes Katie St. John, who sends that one just a little bit too far. Was a little bit excited, as you would be on your birthday, playing Division I volleyball. And it's going to be Julia Brazil back to serve. Brazil from Brazil. And she makes a serving error. Her first error of the, or her first serve of the day results in an error, and it gives SEMO a chance to continue this lead. Ellie Burns will be the one they choose to bring in. Katie St. John checks out. And here's the serve from Burns. Set by Lade to Franklin on the outside. A back set from Emma Lade, the transfer from Texas A&M Invitational. Finds Kelly Franklin. A great connection on there. And Southern Illinois is looking to build this lead. It's Larissa Seeger to serve. Schubert handles it. Holder to Nelson in the back row, who lays it up lightly. That one's going to be difficult for the Salukis to return. That one is going to cause the Salukis to drop the 21st point to the Red Hawks. Here comes Lucy Arndt with the serve. Set up by Lade. Seeger. Burns to Nelson, who gets blocked.
And just in, Reagan Nelson has a career high tonight, 17 kills, 17 digs, and a .27 hitting percentage. I mean, what a night by Reagan Nelson so far. And not just that, but Lucy Arndt, 12 kills and 12 digs as well to go with it. So we have 2 Red Hawks with a double-double tonight.
2 Red Hawks with a double-double, and our new nickname for Reagan Nelson, Baby Lucy Arndt, following in the footsteps of the real Lucy Arndt. What a game from Nelson, leading the team in 17 kills as you said, Levi, she's just been on fire tonight, and she's been on fire this week. SEMO is up 10 in the fourth set. The biggest lead, period, between these two teams today. Southern Illinois led by as many as 9 in the third set. And now SEMO up 10 in the fourth.
I mean, if you're Southern Illinois here, you can't focus on the scoreboard right now. You just got to focus 1 point at a time and try to close this gap.
Absolutely, Levi. We've talked about the mistakes that Southern Illinois has made today that has given SEMO a couple more opportunities than they would have been had in the first place. They have 25 attacking errors and 12 serving errors. Just some of these mistakes that we've seen from the Southern Illinois side that they're going to have to clean up if they want a chance at this fourth set. They clean up those sets. This is absolutely their set to win. SEMO, though, with only 4 points to go, looking to close this one out. Set by Lade to Franklin, and Franklin, SEMO was ready for one of those power strikes. She just barely lays it up. Salukis Anderson with the serve. First to find it is Schuberth. Nelson will get her 18th of the day. Coach Yankus is going to bring in Holland Gilliams to serve for the Red Hawks. First look into today's game for Gilliams. A little give and go for Arndt. Excuse me, they set it to Johnson. And Gilliams, who's in the game for the first time, makes a great dig. Nelson sends it over in 3. We have a rally in the Houck Fieldhouse. Gilliams to Arndt. Schoenfeld sets it up for Swanziger, and she makes it happen. A great rally between these two squads, and we are still playing here in the fourth set. It's going to be Julia Leydig to serve for the Salukis, getting her first chance to serve in this game. Set to Lester, and the Salukis were ready for it, making a little bit of a run, hoping to continue this run to get that fourth set win. The Salukis are going to have to keep going, build this momentum, and they sure are doing it right. Leydig still back to serve. Marin Johnson, when it matters. 5th kill of the game for Marin Johnson. Puts SEMO up 9. It's going to be Megan Holder back to serve. Set by Brazil. They give it back to Brazil. And that one was out. Brazil connects on a give and go, but sends that ball out of bounds. And ladies and gentlemen, that will be it. Your Southeast Missouri State Redhawks have defeated the Southern Illinois Salukis with a final score of 3-1. Your final look at some stats heading into the final match.
Reagan Nelson leading the Redhawks with 19 kills, 17 digs, 2 serving aces, and 3 blocks, just getting it done all over. And then over on the Saluki side, Annabelle Sulish leading her team with 14 kills, 2 serving aces, and 5 digs with 1 block. Great matchup. The Redhawks close it out and get their first win against the Saluki since 2021.
Levi, we saw an all-around, a back-and-forth matchup between these two squads. we got to give a big shout out to Katie St. John, who gets the win on her birthday. Happy birthday to Katie St. John. And just wow, a shout out to these freshmen on the SEMO Red Hawks squad. Reagan Nelson leading the way with 19 kills, as you said. Ellie Burns throws in 17 assists. And Katie St. John on her birthday with 5 kills smacks the ball at a .273 rate. For Levi Udinsky, my name is Kyler Messenger, and we'll see you at the next volleyball game. You have been watching the Ohio Valley Conference Women's Volleyball, and this has been a presentation of ESPN+. All games airing on the ESPN network are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app.